Hello, it's Julie Rothwell here, live on the Bloomz Art House page, and I thought I would show you some encaustic painting today. I've got my little setup here on the go. Got a pot of medium. Move that onto the heat correctly, and I'm just working on a piece that is going out to America. So let me turn this around quickly, just so you can put a name to the face, face to the name, sorry, and the voice. So yeah, I'm just going to I thought I'd place my camera here and you can watch me doing a little bit of painting. So I was in, and I'll tell you about a little project I've been working on. So I've been working on a project with a group of artists in the States, on a project called Transatlantic Fusion. It started at the beginning of last year, and basically there are a number of encaustic artists in Europe that have teamed up with a number of encaustic artists in America, and we've been working on a project together, and responding to each other's pieces. So I've got that packaged up in the other room. I'll share a photograph of it in the comments below. And yeah, and then it's going to be exhibited at the Encaustic Conference in Provincetown in beginning of June. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get out there and visit, but I'm selling my house, so it depends on the timing. I'm going to just keep painting, just watch as I chat. Yeah, so I'm hoping I might be able to get out there. But I saw a post that my parcel is all ready to go. It's all packaged, otherwise I would show it to you now. But then I saw that they actually do a postcard exhibition at the conference each year. And the lady that I was partnered up with is managing the postcard sale. So I'm just going to, hoping I don't rush it too quickly, but I'm going to do a couple of postcards to go into the postcard exhibition. So before I seal the box and send it off. So that's my plan. So that's what I thought I would just share with you. So what I've done here is I've just put a first, I'm actually just painting on a, what's it called, mount card at the moment. I've gone for a dark one. It just happened to be what I had here in my studio. And I'm just gonna literally start by, so this is called Encaustic Medium. I've got it heated up on my little hot plate here, and I'm going to get a couple of layers of medium down to start with, and at each layer, as I paint anything on, I then have to fuse with my heat gun. I've got my hot plate on over here, which actually got my colours from when I was doing my self-portrait earlier in the month. I still haven't cleaned it off. The beauty of encaustic is you just turn the heat off and then you can pick up and start off where you came from. So yeah, I thought I would just do a little bit of live painting on here with you and tell you a little bit about my piece that's going to America. The other thing to share about the American trip is I actually won a scholarship to the conference back at the end of 2019. However, of course, COVID hit, so I've not been able to use it yet. But yeah, if I can work it in timing wise this year, that is my plan. So as I say, I'm going to kick off this piece with just a couple of layers of medium. So fuse each stage. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. I'll come back and have a look at the end. I'm actually going to do two at the same time because it's actually quite a bit of waiting around time for this. As it cool, basically for it to cool. If I go into this too quickly, I'll just end up with a big fingerprint in it. So yeah, and I don't normally work on a dark board, but it'll be interesting to see how they come out. I always say the beauty of encaustic is you just keep on working on it until you come up with a finish you like. So I'm just working in clear at the moment, and then I will begin to add some colours after. Okay, put that back. So there are any number of ways that you can add content to this, and I'm feeling pulled to using some mixed media on this piece. So I've got a really nice stash of, I always save, so I've got some sort of papers, but you know, anything from dried flowers to little pieces from magazines, all sorts of different ways to add colour. Not quite sure where I'm taking this piece as yet. This will be, you're going to see my thought process in practice here. And I don't like to be too uniform with it as well. I quite like having little snippets and ripped, you know, torn edges rather than, you know, a perfect square, for example. Oh, not used to working on such a small piece actually, and it's throwing me. So this is a 6x4 postcard size. That's looking a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to add this paper on, and there's a real cool way to do this. So I'm actually going to melt it into the wax layers that I put underneath. And it's acting almost like a tissue paper. You can see that. And what that's done is it's actually absorbed all of that wax into the paper. Some air bubbles under there, I'm trying to brush out carefully. And I'm going to add some more medium on top as well. And just start to build the picture together, or build it up. So every layer you need to fuse. Risking going in a bit quickly here, but I'll go with it. I'm just adding a bit of colour on here at the moment. Just trying to use up some of the colours that I've left on my hot plate. The encaustic waxes go a really long way, but this style of wax is quite pricey, so I like to try and use up as much, just not to waste it basically. So I often use these as an first layer on my underpaintings. want to stick in that area for some reason. So I can't see. I'm trying to see if anybody's watching. Hey, I think Susie might be watching. Hello, Susie. Is that Susie? I think it is. So Susie is also going, I believe. I'm just doing postcards for the postcard competition at the Encaustic Conference. I've got my piece ready to ship from the Transatlantic Fusion project, and I just saw a night or two ago about the postcard piece, and as I'm shipping my piece to Stephanie, I thought I would have a go at some postcards, and I thought I had some in stock, but I don't have the right sizes, so I figured I would jump on and start painting something. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I'm thinking on my feet here. So I've got these are some dried leaves that I've collected. I think I've mostly run out of my pressed flowers now. I need to get some more. Yeah, do some more. But I love these little. Stick with that one. And I'm going to sandwich this one on. Might be a bit thick actually. These leaves are a bit thicker than I would normally work with, but I'll get a good adhesion or not. Make sure it's secure. A little bit more medium. A hole I just missed. Cool. Right, I'm just going to have a look and see if there's any comments or anything here. Hopefully you can see this okay. So I'm just beginning to, let's turn this around quickly. So yeah, I'm just beginning to add some layers for a postcard piece that I'm going to send out to the Encaustic Conference in Provincetown in the States at the beginning of June. So yeah, I'm just starting layering up some pieces, and I'm going to add some natural elements. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let me turn this around. I'm going to add some more waxes on in a moment. I'm just waiting for my white to melt. I want some white on there. And I'm just going to keep on layering up. So I'll keep this running for a few minutes. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments below. And I will happily answer them. But otherwise, I'll run this for a few minutes, and then I won't do the whole piece live on camera. But yeah, ask any questions and I will happily answer. I love some of the Add a bit of silver actually. So I'm currently working with this range of waxes, which are the RNF range of waxes. But I do often, I'll just literally use natural elements in my pieces rather than, you know, than just waxes. You could, I basically layer in whatever I feel that I'm pulled to layer. I might incise back into it. I might just keep adding layers on top. But I want to show you these as well. So these are Pastels, and they work beautifully with encaustic. I tend to put them on as the final layer because they're so delicate. They get lost within the wax. But I'll just show you how they. So these different colours. I'll show you how they work with them as well. So whilst the wax really holds its heat, particularly as you keep, you know, building up, it really holds its heat for quite some time. But when you kind of get to the final layers, which I'm not really quite there yet, but I love these. They just literally take a sponge and you can just highlight areas. They've got a beautiful translucent kind of silverish one. Which one it is? I don't know, this one. Yeah, it's got a really lovely shimmer to it. Mixing colours now because I haven't got the sponge with me. Different alternative sponge. But I don't know if you can see. It gives it a really, really lovely shimmer. So I do love adding those. Normally I add them a bit further through the process. But yeah, I'm just kind of running with it today and seeing what comes to me. Feeling like it needs, see if that white is done yet. So the wax, when it's solid, is like this. So the heat hasn't actually come through. It's nearly melted, but not fully through yet. You can see that it's looking a bit of a gooey mess. So it's warming, but it's not quite liquefied enough to put on. So I might just scrape a little on this way whilst I'm being impatient. And what I can do is then fuse that. So each layer needs to be fused together. If you really let this way you can get some really amazing colour blends. I'm feeling like it needs some. I want to blow these colours around. Hopefully, if I'm quick enough, you can watch as the wax, as it cools, if I hold my hands still. Can you see how the pigments are still moving whilst that wax is molten? Beautiful to watch. And then in a minute that will, yeah, about there now, I would say. So basically that wax has more or less cooled or solidified enough. It's still probably a bit shiny. But you can blend colours by hitting it with the heat gun and then moving it around. You get these really lovely dreamy effects. So I'm going to keep adding more layers to this piece. As I say, if you do have any questions, do pop them in the comments. I'll happily come and do more of these, but equally I kind of want to share content that that you find interesting. So as I say, I'm going to keep adding some more colours on here, going to keep blending. But yeah, check back in. I will share lots of in progress photographs as well. And then when the camera's gone. Yeah, and I will share some more images as the painting progresses. So as I say, it's just literally a 6x4 teeny tiny one piece for the size I normally do. But I'm going to really sort of feel into this one now and decide what I'm going to add next. Yeah, so I'll share lots of photos. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.